JoyNews will bring you extensive coverage of the NPP's National Delegates Conference in Koforidua. Indeed, we have a number of persons in Koforidua right now, a number of our shows on our various platforms coming to you live from Koforidua. That's the destination for the NPP's National Delegates Conference. Let's have a conversation on the back of this ahead of the conference with Director of Elections for the party, Mr. Evans Nimako. Good morning to you.
Good morning, madam. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent.
Nice. I've seen a picture of how Koforidua looks like, and it's very colorful. There are lots of billboards. Are you clearing all those at the entrance of the Koforidua Technical University before the elections proper?
Yeah, when conferences... good morning. Thank you for this opportunity. Let me say hi to the bigger NPP family across the world. Indeed, this weekend is supposed to be our day, and hopefully arrangements are far in place to ensure that we have a very successful conference, as we've had over the other levels, as in polling stations, electoral coordinators elections, constituency officers elections, and the regional executives. So we've got into the stage where we're doing the national officers elections. Conference will start with some messages from the chairman of the party, the acting chairman, who will convey the conference and give a message. Then the general secretary will give a report, and then the national treasurer will also give an account to the conference. And then when that phase is over, we are lucky to have the president, who is a member of the party, council member, who also speak to the conference. Then our former president, Mr. Kufuor, will also grace the occasion and also advise the party rank and file. When that is over, conference will be handed over to the National Elections Committee, chaired by Most Reverend Asante Entry, and then with the support from Honorable Hackman Usu Ajiman, Honorable Osla Usu Ekufo, MP for Ablekuma West and Minister of Communication, and Mrs. Agnes Okujetu, who has been our two-time first vice chairperson, and my good self, to introduce our 41 aspirants to the conference.
Okay,
and
but,
then
but the number of you that you just mentioned, you constitute what exactly?
They constitute the National Elections Committee.
Okay.
That was charged with the responsibility to manage the conference and everything that has to do with the elections.
Okay.
And there are other committees also that are helping with the organization of the conference. So when that is done, the EC will also help the elections committee to conduct the elections.
Okay.
So that's where we are so far.
Okay. So as an election committee, are you clearing the billboards, the many billboards that we've seen?
Yeah. When we are done with conference, we'll clean Koforidua.
Okay, but you know how when we're going to votes, you're trying to clear things that you think would change people's minds or would influence people.
Oh, well, that would not be our responsibility. I think that where the posters have been flooded, a bit distant from
where the voting itself will take place.
So
okay.
We hope that well, and delegates, I know, have made up their minds already. So it's not the mere pictures, posters, and flyers that would sway their decision on whom they are going.
But something that will certainly sway them would be money. We've seen money, and we showed the money that we've seen on social media, and I thought we would ask you, where is this coming from? Is this acceptable?
I saw the pictures myself, and I mean, I'm seeing
pictures of
Mr.
candidates.
Money, 50 Ghana cedis bundle. I think there are other ones of other aspirants. I mean, we're doing our internal politics, internal elections, there are internal issues. And having been part of elections, I can also tell you there are also external issues. Possibly this is not coming from our major aspirant in this contest. But it may be coming from other interest groups outside of our party who want to smear the beauty of our conference. I'm not surprised, but we hope that we're going to have a very successful conference.
Okay, but so what if this is coming from your camp?
I don't think any of the aspirants will do this because after the vetting, we've monitored all the 41 aspirants. We've also tasked each one of them that they should be reporting back to the committee if anything they found is untoward or not in conformity with the rules and regulations. So far, I've not received anything on behalf of the committee, and
not even the buses that Mr. Blade brought in. Nobody has complained.
Officially, we've not received any complaint. But the issue of the buses, I think that it's an individual's effort to support the party's constituencies. Delegates will vote anyway, whether buses or money or whatever inducement an aspirant may decide to give. We've had a number of internal elections where monies have been thrown out, and at the end of the day, some of the people who spend a lot, giving out a lot, ended up as not the winners of the election. So I don't think that the issue of the buses and the money is what is going to sway the decision of the delegate. And the delegate, I mean, we're talking of our ministers, our deputy ministers, MMDCs.
How many in all?
We're talking of 5,848 delegates, almost 6,000.
So we'll see that number vote tomorrow.
Likely to see that number vote. We don't expect to have 100% of voter turnout and casting their vote. So that is the number that the EC and the elections committee will be working with.
Okay. But nobody has complained about the register?
So far, I mean, the process has been very transparent. We inform aspirants to come to the party headquarters to have the voter register, so they have them. And it's been very transparent from day one. So
no complaints with the register?
I've not had the occasion of addressing any.
All right. I want us to join our colleague Maxwell Kudako, who is live from the forecourt of the Koforidua Technical University, where the conference elections will be held. Maxwell, if you can hear me, good morning to you. Tell us what's happening. What's the activity on the ground?
Well, Marvin, good morning. We are just here with a common motive to mirror whatever is happening here at the Koforidua Technical University to our viewers in their offices and homes. Just as you said, I'm right here in front of the Koforidua Technical University. This is the entrance, and even though delegates have not started arriving, there are a couple of aspirants, team members who are mounting billboards, pasting posters, and then also putting the place together. Right from the entrance of the Koforidua Technical University, you would be greeted by dozens of billboards and then posters of various candidates. We are told that the aspirants or the candidates are due to arrive from this morning. This morning at around 12 to 1 p.m. they will do what they call the Muslim prayer at the Koforidua Central Mosque, and then in the evening there's going to be what they call the Akwa Babash at the Koforidua Jackson Park, where a host of artists, gospel artists, and then also hip life artists and high life artists will come and then perform to the admiration of delegates who have come to participate in the National Delegates Conference. But the conference continues tomorrow morning, and then there will be a church service at the International Central Gospel Church, Jesus Temple, here in Koforidua, Ajeso. But right about now, I can report that a couple of regional executives are on the page trying to put pieces together and organize. It has been raining here in Koforidua since yesterday. This morning it was drizzling, but we are fortunate that the rains are down now. I see a couple of billboards with some of the aspirants. I can see one, Abdul Aziz Haruna Futu. He is vying for national coordinator. I see one, Rita Talata Asobaire, who is also vying for the first national vice chairperson. I see Ali Suraj as national Nasara coordinator, Nanabi national youth organizer. I've seen Dominic Edua, I've seen Alhaji Rashid, I've seen a lot of banners. I also seen the Mr. Omariwa, Sami Awuku is also vying for national organizer, and then and then a host of them here. Just as I indicated earlier, we'll be trying to talk to some organizers of the event. We are told that there are going to be about 5 different security checkpoints here, and that if you are not accredited, you may not be able to pass through even the first security checkpoint. There are designated areas for parking slots for everybody who will be accredited to enter here. This is a contingent from the Ghana Police Service. This is a Ghana Police Service a van full of police officers just here to make sure that there is peace and order here. There are a lot of national security operatives here also to ensure that the security and safety of our people is intact. For a very long time, for almost about a month ago or two, we have recorded a series of armed robbery cases in the New Jabi municipality. So the police and other security agencies are determined to make sure that for all the delegates who will be participating in the exercise, they will stay freely without any armed robbery attack. So security is very tight here, and then also we are told that they are going to be the normal police patrol within the municipality, and then also to ensure that everybody is safe. So but just as I said this morning, it is still preparation. I'm sure that from about 10 a.m. straight up to midday, the delegates will start arriving, and then also we will join the party people at the Koforidua Central Mosque for the Juma prayer this afternoon.
Okay, Maxwell Kudako, we'll leave it here and join you a bit later on in the day. That's my colleague Maxwell Kudako, already on the ground, telling us, giving us a feel of Koforidua today. Big ups to every person watching us in Kof Town today. We're flooding your town, and we're bringing you live coverage of that delegates conference. It's detailed coverage, by the way. The pictures on your screen still forecourt of the Koforidua Technical University, the main entrance at least. But in the studio's Director of Elections for the NPP, very much in the midst of the planning and coordination of this particular conference. So Maxwell makes reference to the fact that you need a pass to enter. Accreditation.
Yes.
Okay. So whether you're voting or you're just a spectator, you need accreditation.
I mean, we expect to have Koforidua flooded with party members across the country and the world. Yet there are specified delegates for this conference. So all our delegates will be given accreditation based on their designated area that they also sit. Our sitting members of parliament will be given their accreditation, foundation members as well. All identified delegates to the conference will be given accreditation to...
Including media?
Including media.
Okay.
That has also been arranged, and for all those who apply to the office to cover for us, we've also made the comfortable arrangements for them to give us that arrangement. So those plans have been done, and we expect that it is the media. You help us to communicate our issues across. So we're going to give you a nice treat in Koforidua.
That's one of the papers also reported this morning about security, and says about 1,500 police officers are also in Koforidua to give to ensure that there's security throughout the conference.
Yes, I mean that was done. The party leadership met with the police high command, and we made our demands known to them, bringing together this number of delegates, and then the party members throwing to Koforidua. There's the need to ensure that security is well managed. And also we're having the president and the vice president in town. So it's a national security issue. So aside the party's arrangement, national security has also put in place their own security details. And for us, we want to ensure that all our delegates are secured wherever they will be accommodated. Those installations will be secured. And the other security issue that cannot be discussed,
that's a tricky,
those ones,
that's a tricky thing, right? The thing is, when you're in government, it's difficult to differentiate between what is party and what is a national affair, because you know the party essentially is running the government.
To some extent, but because the president will be there, I think that's why the national security will have its own arrangement. But for us, we want to ensure that all our delegates will be properly secure. Then the Security High Command has given us that assurance.
So how many candidates in all?
You know, we have 41 candidates. 41. We have 3 for chairmanship position, Honorable Freddie Blay, Dr. Richard Nimako, and Mr. Stephen Ayensu in team. We have a vice chairperson position, 7 of them, but out of the 7, the delegate will elect 3. We have Mr. F.F. Anto, we have Rita Talata Sobari, we have Kenwood Nuosu, we have Honorable Isaac George Amo, we have Agnes Asangalisa Chigabatia, we have lawyer Vida Echampo Ejekum, and can I make reference to
you can, because I was a bit surprised as you were just mentioning the names.
I've done them, so yeah, it keeps coming. We also have Mr. Omari Wadie. So those are the people vying for the vice chairperson position. The delegate will vote for their preferred 3 candidates, and then the EC and the elections committee will do the collation, and the first 3 will become the first, second, and third vice chair for the party. The general secretary position, we have 2 of them, Mr. John Boyd, the acting general secretary, and Mr. Richard Ahiagba. The national treasurer position is 6 of them. We have our sitting treasurer, Mr. Abankwayeboa. We have Mr. Abraham Amakonkne. There are 2 ladies, Madame Mary Poch and Haji Arukaya. We also have Nuhu Bayoba, deputy organizer, and Mr. Frempong. The national organizer position, I think this has been covered already by your people. There are 3, Samia Uku, Chunibo Akodia, and then Suleiman Sadiq. The youth wing, there are 4, Kamal Dean, Henry Nanabuache, Dominic Edia, and Emmanuel Dansa Apia. The women organizer, we have 2 of them, Madam Kate Demfua and Joyce Konoki Zimpai. We've had a very interesting contest among our NASA, where 14 of our people have
that's a bit too much, right?
I mean, it shows how NPP is developing among that constituency called Zongo. And we hope that...
But we sure can't go through all the 14 names.
Yeah, so I'll end it at the 14. We hope that these aspirants will have the blessing of the day and their faith in the hands of the delegates.
Your suspended executives, no mention, nothing, you know, what's the position of the party? Because we're going into another conference. And the position is still... They
were never mentioned in any of the arrangements.
It didn't come up?
It didn't come. It has never come.
But what does it mean? What does it mean?
What it means is that they remain suspended, but they are members of the party.
In wrapping up, how much is the party spending on this particular delegates conference?
I think how difficult to call in the figure. I'm not part of
You're part of the... I mean, you sit at a place, you're privy to at least what has gone into it now.
I'm not part of the finance committee, but the arrangement that we've made is to accommodate our delegates, transport them to Koforidua from their constituencies,
and so far
and also make sure that they are fed well.
And so far you're spending
that one, Mama V. I'm unable.
But there should be an estimated budget, right?
When we are done, the finance committee will submit the report to the national
and make it public.
And we'll make it public.
You won't make it public.
We will make it public. Yeah,
you will?
Yeah, we'll make it public. We've been very transparent in all the processes we've been going through. And I forgot to tell you, the theme for the conference is building a stronger party, delivering prosperity to Ghanaians. This conference, when we are done, will elect leaders who will steer the affairs of the party for the next 4 years, help build a party that will support the government to ensure that Ghana develops. And we hope that the best candidate will win.
Just real quick before we wrap up, the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper this morning is saying that the president says they should maintain. And let's, if we have it, we'll put it on the screen. Just real quick. Okay, maintain 2016 gains, Nana tells NPP. And we're wondering what that means.
Yeah, what for me...
maintain those who won the elections for us?
No, the party went into 2016 elections from an opposition, 123 seats to 169 seats. And then also...
So why change a winning team?
Presidential vote of 48% to 53%,
So why change a winning team?
So
is that the interpretation?
What we need to do is to put ourselves together as a political party, be a formidable force.
I won't get an answer
go
from
into
you.
the 2020 election
Nimako,
and win.
Thank you very much. But whilst you're doing your delegate conference, there's also football happening. So if you are, is that an area that you're familiar with?
Oh, I've followed it a bit, but...
so France, Brazil, which one would you go for?
Brazil.
Brazil. Okay. All right. We'll see if Brazil comes through. But our World Cup moments coming up next on the show. Thank you very much, Director of Elections for the NPP, for your time.
Thank you, Mama, for the opportunity. The party is most grateful.
Thank you, too. All right. So here are some top 10 saves at the World Cup. When we come back, our team is ready. We're bringing you World Cup moments.